Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like, yeah, 5'6". Yeah, I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them hand, make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Profits. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome everyone to the True Trading Group live stream. Welcome. What a wild and crazy weekend that we have had. In case you guys have been living under a rock, we've had some major developments take place over the weekend. If you guys had seen my video that I had posted to you guys earlier, I was away for the weekend. I was having a nice, relaxing, enjoyable time. My daughter went out on the boat for the first time. My daughter's 10 months old. Took her out on the boat she's actually almost 11 months old at this point. Took her out on the boat for her first boat ride. And then the news hit. The news hit on Saturday. The news broke, and it was time to cut that little weekend, time to cut that weekend trip short and get myself back home and get myself ready for the chaos that was going to be unfolding before our eyes after the news that we had just got. Now, obviously, that news is that the United States directly got involved in the war between Israel and Iran by carrying out direct military strikes within Iran on the 3 nuclear facilities. You guys have all seen the news. You've all heard the news. You don't need me to repeat to you what actually happened. I'm sure your Facebook, your X feeds, your TikToks, and your TV news and everything else is completely flooded and bombarded with the news and all the different headlines and opinions from all the different people that are out there and the people you follow and everything else. And everyone's got their opinions about what took place and what transpired. I personally don't have an opinion on, or I'm not, we don't share our opinions about what took place or what happened. We don't discuss politics or anything like that. All we focus on inside of True Trading Group is how we can make money from what it is that transpires around the world, that transpires, whether it be something with Jerome Powell and the Fed and interest rates, or if it's inflation, or if it is a war. Whatever transpires, my job is to figure out how myself and the members of True Trading Group are going to be able to make money from what takes place in the market's reactions to that. And you bet your ass that there will 100% be reactions in the market from what took place over the weekend, but then also what takes place next. Okay, what happens next is going to be even more important than what took place over the weekend. And the reactions that we will see in the market, whether it be in the oil markets or it be in the equity markets, those reactions will be dictated by what happens next. And we're going to be talking about all of that right here on this live stream. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. I'm thrilled to have you guys with us here tonight. Obviously, this is going to be just a massive live stream. It's going to be a massive week. It's going to be a massive live stream. And before we dive into the session tonight, I first want to thank our partners over at Benzinga, TradingView, the NASDAQ, the CBOE, of course, OpenAI, Unusual Whales, all of our partners. These companies are the foundation of what powers True Trading Group. We're grateful to be able to provide our platform with their data and tools, all integrated to help you guys to learn, trade, and profit consistently. Now, you guys might be wondering, who I am and why I should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel. I do not claim to be the world's greatest trader. I also don't claim to be the world's greatest geopolitical expert. But what I am is a professional trader that's been trading for over 18 years, nearly 2 decades. And I began my trading career working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. It was my first job out of college. While there, they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And then shortly after that, 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession. That was the huge stock market crash. But that's also the same year that I received one of the fund's Trader of the Year awards. You fast forward now, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, and along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. We have over 10,000 members in 115 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing, we trade stocks, options, futures, you name it, we do it. There's something literally for everyone here at True Trading Group. So if you guys are ready to learn trade and profit for real, you've come to the right place. Okay, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. I share with you my market insights, what I believe the markets are going to do. I share with you positions that I'm in, positions that I'm going to be getting in. And I tell you exactly how I plan to make money, not yesterday, but for tomorrow and the days and weeks to come. I tell you how I am positioning myself to benefit from the reactions that I believe we are going to be seeing in the market, not just from what happened over this weekend and what will happen going forward, but always. There's always a catalyst. There's always something. There's always something that could potentially move the markets. And I'm telling you now, this situation that we have unfolding right now before our eyes, this is a real situation. This is not a fire drill. This is not a test. This is real. The potential of something of this escalating into something bigger is real. Whether or not that actually does happen is yet to be seen. Nobody knows exactly how this is going to play out. I don't know what Iran's reaction is going to be. I don't know what other world leaders' reaction is going to be. I mean, you literally have the foreign prime minister of Iran was flying to Moscow this weekend to sit down and have a meeting with Putin. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know what Iran's response is going to be. I have no idea what is going to happen. But what I do know is that over my 18 years of experience and the skill that I've developed and the knowledge that I have gained, what I do know is whether or not this escalates into something bigger or it fizzles out and settles in from 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be positioned to be able to adapt to the market news, to the news headlines, and therefore the market's reaction to those headlines. I will have a very clear and specific game plan on how I'm going to make money, whether or not this escalates to something much bigger or not. And I'm sitting here telling you right now that I am confident, regardless of how this all plays out, I'm confident in my ability to make money from it. That is my job. My job is to absorb what happens around me and figure out how to make money from it. My job is not to kick and scream about whether or not I like what happens in the world or whether you agree with what's going on in the world or whether you like or agree with what Jerome Powell is doing or what President Trump is doing or what Biden did or what Obama did or what Bush did or what anybody else before them did or is going to do in the future. That is not my job. My job is to figure out how I can make money from every single thing that comes my way. And that is exactly what I'm going to do this week. And speaking about making money, that is exactly what the F we do inside of True Trading Group. If you don't believe me, just pay attention to what I'm about to ask. Members of True Trading Group that are on this live stream that are with me here right now, I want you to type the number 1 in chat if you are making money, if you guys are becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Anybody that's on this live stream, if you are not a member of True Trading Group, I want you to pay very close attention to how many people you are about to see type the number 1. These are your friends, your family members, your coworkers. These are your peers. These are complete strangers. These people were literally once you sitting on a live stream, trying to figure out whether or not True Trading Group is for you. Trying to figure out if this guy in a Yankee hat is totally full of shit or not. Yes, I wear Yankee hats all the time, so they probably were wondering this guy in the Yankee hat, even though they probably joined 4 years ago. I can promise you on that live stream, there's probably an 85% chance I had a Yankee hat on while they were on that live stream. So they literally were once in your exact same shoes. And now here they are telling you they're making money, that they're becoming better traders. If they can do this, then so can you. There is absolutely no reason why these people can make money and you can't. They're not luckier than you, and they sure as hell do not have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. So if they can do this, then so can you. Let me ask you all a question. Let me ask you all a question real quick. Let me take a sip of water, and then I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you want to provide for your family? Is your family's financial well-being important to you? Type the number 1. Do you want to provide for your family? Is your family's financial well-being important to you? Or is their financial security important to you? Type the number 1. Type the number 1 if your family's financial security is important to you. My family is the most important thing to me. Amen. Likewise. We all want that, right? We all want financial security. We all want financial well-being for the ones we love, right? We all want that. I mean, that's a silly question, right? I don't expect anyone to come on here and be like, nah, F that, F my kids, and, forget my spouse. I hate them. They suck, right? I didn't expect you guys to say that. Then for the sake of your family, I need you all, whether you are a TG member or not, to listen up. Because it's moments like these that can make, end, or break that security. I kind of go right back to April. I go right back to April when you actually had the markets crashing hard. The markets aren't crashing right now. Markets are actually bouncing. Futures opened. We were down 1%. We've now bounced all the way back. We're only down 0.27% on S&P. We're down 0.27%. Markets aren't crashing right now. But it takes me right back to what was going on during April. And I told you in April, moments like these can make or break your financial well-being. And I told you in April, anyone that was on these live streams with me in April knows that I said to you that the decisions that you make over the next couple of months while the markets were crashing will follow you for years to come. If you panicked and sold at the bottom, that decision will follow you for years. If you invested with a level head and you actually bought the sell-off on April 4th and April 7th, like we did inside of True Trading Group, then that decision will also follow you for years. But those two scenarios will follow you in two very different ways. Was I right? Was I right? Yes or no? Members of True Trading Group, was I right in saying in April that the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, the decisions you make can make or break that financial security? That the decisions that you make during April can and will follow you for years. Members of TTG, people that were on the live streams with me back in April, was I right about that? Yes or no? Was I right about the decisions you make during that time will matter? You have to understand that there are a few select moments in history, in your investing life, in your investing career. There are a few individual moments that will stand out above all of the rest, that will prove to be the most important moments of your financial life. And the decisions that you make during those instances, during those situations, can literally be make or break. If you panicked and you sold everything in the month of April because you thought the world was going to go to shit, that decision is going to follow you for the next 10 years of your life. If you invested and you bought the stocks that we bought in April, and you're already up 100% on some of those stocks, that decision will also follow you for the next 10 years. I am not some sage or some fortune teller. I'm not a psychic. I have almost 2 decades of experience. That's what I have. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a magic 8 ball. Okay? I don't have a time machine. I cannot predict the future. This is just my experience at work. I have gone through countless situations and scenarios over the 2 decades that I have been doing this. And although the individual catalyst, the headlines might be a little bit different every time that we get something, but the reactions in the market and then what happens there forward is the same. And it requires the experience to actually go through it and to live it and to see it and experience the emotions and to experience the mistakes, to make the mistakes, to learn from the mistakes. So the next time a situation like that presents itself, you are ready for it. You are prepared for it. You can take advantage of it and you can leap your family's financial well-being forward years with one single decision. That is the power of the stock market. And I am not on here. I'm the last person to come onto a live stream. You guys, if you know me at all, you know I'm the last person to come on one of these live streams and just say something like, and fear monger people, right? But what's happening? This is real. This is real. This is real. Okay? I don't know what the result is going to be. I don't know how this is going to pan out. I don't know if this is going to escalate further or if it's going to just fizzle and die out. I don't know. And guess what? Neither do you. And guess what? All of your super duper smart friends on Facebook, they don't know either. And you know what? It's not my job to know. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make money. I'm here to make the right decisions. Everyone on here has something that they are confident in, whether it is trading related or if it's whatever you do for work or a profession. Everyone on here has something that they are confident in, that they know nobody can shake them off of their confidence in their ability to do this one particular thing. Maybe you are the greatest damn knitter that anybody has ever seen. Whatever it is, maybe you're the best damn, I don't know, maybe you're the best chess player. Okay, I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. Maybe you cut the freshest lawn in the county. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, you know you have something that you are more confident in than anything. Those things for me are trading, economics, and sports. That is what I am confident in. That is what I know. That is what I am good at. That's what I am great at. And I know that. Not just because I'm just this like self-centered, conceited person. I believe in my skill. No, nearly 2 decades of experience and success tells me that I am good at these things. That is why I can sit here and tell you with complete confidence that I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that I'm going to make money from it. And that I do know that situations like this, when they have happened in the past, they have created mountains of volatility and opportunity for us to benefit from. And lucky for you, that is what I am very good at. And lucky for you, that is my job. That is why I am here. That is why I'm on this live stream. Hell, that's why you're on this live stream. Now listen to me. Tonight, we are talking, okay? Trader psychology. I need to talk to you about what is 80% of trading, and that is the mental aspect of it. And your mental fortitude will be tested starting tomorrow. And your real actual money is on the line. Then we're going to be talking about 4 oil stocks that I am watching tomorrow. 2 large caps, 2 small caps. Some of you might already know what those are because if you're a member of True Trading Group. Then we're also going to be talking about the overall markets. These are the topics for the live stream here tonight. And of course, as always, on Sundays, I have for you my top trade ideas for the week. Obviously, those 4 oil stocks are on there. But I also have a couple of others that I want to share with you that I think are going to help me have. I was trying to think of like a unique adjective, but I'm just going to say just a freaking damn great week. Okay, I was trying to think of something like a bigger, better word for that, but I just think it's going to be a great week. I think it's going to be a great week. We're going to have to keep our head on a swivel, man. You're going to have to keep your ears open. Okay, you're going to have to rely on the platform that is True Trading. Rely on your fellow traders. Rely on your fellow members, right? Rely on TTG AI, right? Rely on all the things that we have available for you. These are the perfect times. Like this is the perfect time. These are the perfect scenarios and situations to be in a trading group and to be part of a trading community. There's a reason why trading communities and groups are popular to begin with in the first place. You could be an experienced and successful trader. Do you necessarily need trade alerts? No, you don't need trade alerts, but you're a human being. You have 2 eyes and 2 ears. You can't follow 1,000 different stocks all at the same time, right? You can't. That's what being part of a group is about. It's about trading with a team of traders. Because you have to realize that when you're trading, when you make money on a trade, it didn't just magically get created out of thin air. You took it from somebody. If you made money on a trade, that means somebody else lost money on a trade. And trading can be a very lonely sport. It pays to be with numbers, right? It pays to be in a group of traders that are successful, that know what they're doing, that can identify opportunities that you may not have been able to see, because again, you can't look at 1,000 stocks all at once. I think that moments like this is the exact reason why you should be part of a group or a community like True Trading Group. Because there are going to be news headlines that are be coming across all week as the market tries to figure out and digest what is Iran's response going to be. And is it going to escalate things further? Will it then require another response from the United States, or will it be something that ends there? Will Iran actually close the Strait of Hormuz? Okay, which that would be one of the most negative things that could actually take place, and I think will cause major escalations with a lot of different countries, not even just with the United States. If something like that were to happen, there's major implications in the oil markets, but there's a lot of details around that. And there's a lot of other countries that are going to be impacted and affected. Actually, the United States would be one of the countries that would be less affected. There's a lot of other countries that would be a lot more affected by that, just from the amount of oil that goes through that strait and where that oil goes and what that's going to mean for the price of oil, the price to transport oil, the price to insure that transportation. All of that stuff goes up. That means oil goes up. That means inflation goes up. And then there's a chain reaction to that. So there's all of these different things, that do all these potential outcomes that I am preparing for, because these are very realistic possibilities. Okay? These are very realistic possibilities on what we may or may not see happen. We're going to talk about all of it here on this live stream. Trader psychology is everything. Okay? Trader psychology is everything. Okay? When it comes to when it comes to trader psychology, especially in times like this, people need to be able to put aside, people need to be able to try and put aside opinions. You really need to be able to try to put aside opinions. Trader psychology is, in my opinion, is the most important aspect of trading. Okay. And I think, you hear these statistics about there's a reason why, people say 90% of traders fail. And I don't know if that number is actually correct or not, but I think the reason why so many people fail is because it's not because looking at charts is hard. Okay. It's not that, I can teach you guys to look at charts. I can teach you guys to understand what a particular chart setup looks like and what's a good setup and what's a bad setup. You learn all that stuff as a member of True Trading Group anyway, to determine the probability of outcome from a particular setup, whether it's an A setup, a B setup, a C setup, and that grade is based on probability of outcome of that setup. And there's different factors that go into the probability. And I teach you guys how to understand all that stuff. That stuff, honestly, to be quite frank, if you have someone that teaches you it, that stuff is actually the easy part. The hard part is controlling your emotions during your trades. The hard part is being able to follow your plan, not get greedy when a trade goes your way, not get scared when a trade doesn't go your way. It's sticking to your risk tolerance and your position size and believing in the analysis that you've set forward. That is the hard part. That is the part of trading that so many people just cannot grasp. There's a reason why so many people have greater than 50% win rates, but they're still not profitable. If your win rate is above 50%, you should be a profitable trader. There's many people on this live stream right now whose win rates are well over 50%, but they're still not profitable. That is not an issue of your technical analysis. That is an issue with your trader psychology, and that needs to change. That's why trading is hard. Trading is the biggest battle and the biggest fight you're ever going to have internally with yourself. Those people that are just wanting, if you're just here, you're just waiting for my stock picks, I could give them to you right now. And if you don't have your head on straight, you'll lose and you're going to make it everyone else's fault. I can literally sit here and tell you, I'm going to buy this stock tomorrow. And then you'll go ahead and buy that stock tomorrow. And it might go down for 10 or 15 minutes. And you're going to be like, oh, and you're going to panic and you're going to get out of the trade. And then for the next 6 hours and the next 3 days, the stock just goes up. And I'm taking profit. And I'm like, yeah, great trade, everybody. This was excellent. And you're going to do it. You're going to blame everybody but yourself. You're going to blame me for giving you a bad pick, even though I made money on it. Thousands of our members made money on it, but you lost money on it not because I gave you a bad pick, but you lost money on it because you can't control your emotions at all whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. You can't just, guys, I got news for you. I'm not good enough to just buy a stock the exact moment it's going to go up. It's never going to go back down ever again. It's just going to go straight up. From that point on, stocks go up and stocks go down. You better get used to being in a position long and the stock's going down for a little while. It's okay. Price fluctuates, but that makes people panic when stocks go the opposite way that they think they're going to go. You have to be able to sit through that. And that's where trader psychology comes in. Here, for those that are impatient and think that they have all the answers, 4 oil stocks I'm looking at for tomorrow: Chevron, Exxon, HUSA, and INDO. Those are the 4 oil stocks that I'm going to be watching tomorrow. These are my oil stock picks. But guess what? Not telling you why or how or what or anything beyond that yet until you hear what I have to say to get your heads on straight. Those are the oil stocks I'm watching tomorrow: Chevron, Exxon, HUSA, and Indo. CDX, XOM, INDO, HUSA. Those are the oil stocks I'm watching tomorrow. There's even a couple of more not oil stocks. There's a couple more stocks that I'm also watching for tomorrow, but those are the oil stocks that I'm going to be watching tomorrow. And I think that's where you have to be paying attention to. I think that's where you have to be focused there tomorrow, because that's where the risk lies. The risk lies in oil. That's where the risk lies. Iran's parliament has already voted to close the Strait of Hormuz. But just because they voted that, this has happened many times in the past. And this is where I'm telling you, this is where my experience comes in. Many times in the past, Iran's parliament has voted to close the Strait of Hormuz. However, that decision, the final decision, is made at the very top. And there have been many instances in the past where the parliament has voted to close the strait, and Iran did not end up actually closing the strait. Now, let me be clear. There is not actually a closure of the strait. Okay, they're not actually closing the body of water. But what ends up happening is Iran's navy and their land military resources do not allow ships to cross. They attack ships that try to cross through the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, that means that you are going to be cutting off oil transport from some of the largest oil producing nations in the world: Kuwait, Bahrain, the UAE, Qatar. All of those countries sit there in the Persian Gulf and transport oil by vessel through the Strait of Hormuz into the Arabian Sea, into the Indian Ocean. If they actually close that off and they do not allow tankers to cross through the Strait of Hormuz, you're talking about 20% of global oil supply passes through that strait. That will cause oil prices to skyrocket. That will cause oil transportation to skyrocket. That will cause insurance to skyrocket. But the country that's actually impacted the most from that is China. The majority of that oil that comes through that strait ends up in China. Of all the oil that passes through that strait, about 15% of it makes it to the United States or makes it to the West. It would also dramatically impact Iran economically. and it would impact China economically, because now you're talking about cutting off a large portion of their oil supply. And that means that oil prices in general are going to skyrocket, and that impacts the whole world. You've never actually had a complete closure of that strait. There's been many times in the past where the closure of the strait has been threatened, but you never actually had a closure of the Strait of Hormuz. If that were to happen, it most likely would be, you most likely would see an escalation, not just from the United States. You would see an escalation from a lot of other countries, because now you're talking about economically impacting a lot of other countries. That is the situation that we need to be focused on and we need to be paying attention to. Okay? That is why oil is going to be my focus. That is why I'm going to be looking at Chevron, Exxon, Husa, Indo. Congrats, you got my attention. I'm not a member, and unfortunately, I expected BS, and you are making sense. So what do I do? Greg, I appreciate that, brother. I really do. Greg, I appreciate the comment, man. Listen, I'm a no BS kind of guy. I don't come on these streams and fearmonger and try to pretend like I have some special super top secret, indicator that I learned on Wall Street or anything like that, Greg. Let me actually see real quick. Greg, seriously though, Greg, I do appreciate the comment. Let me see how many people are on this live stream that are not a member of True Trading Group. Do me a favor, type the letters TTG if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Let me just see who's on here that's not a member. Greg, I appreciate you, brother. Anybody else on here that's not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and type the letters TTG. Let me just see who we have here that's not part of the group. And guys, I'm keeping an eye on oil right now. When we originally opened, so when futures opened, oil was up 5%. Crude oil is now up 2.5%. Jay Wooten, we got Gabrielle, Sandra, Mark, Francis, Michael says ABC, and the S&P was down 1%. We're now down 0.37%. We got as low as I think 0.29 since I've been on this live stream. So the markets have bounced back. Oil has pulled back. Stefan, we got QKH, Steven Stewart. There's Greg. What's up? Okay, Linda's in the house. Excellent. Yeah, good, guys. ML Printer. So we got a lot of people on here that are not members of True Trading Group. Here, this is, listen to me very carefully, guys. Here's what I'm going to say. We got Gail. How are you, Gail? Guys, listen. At True Trading Group, okay. Oh, Ritesh, you made it. You're in India. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Ritesh is a member of True Trading Group, and they actually are visiting India. And he told me that they were going to be on the live stream and they were going to say hello because they're actually in India right now. So there you go. I'm going to say from India. What's up? We have members in 115 different countries, over 10,000 people that are part of True Trading Group. So it really, truly is a global community. So listen to me very carefully. Everyone that just typed TTG said you're not a member. I'm going to go over with you guys my trade ideas this week, right? Chevron, Exxon, Husa, Indo, but I also have a couple of other individual names that I'm watching as well. Okay. The 90-day membership that we have at True Trading Group, it's a nice way for you guys not to get yourself locked in for the whole year. It's 90 days. Okay. The membership for the 90-day membership, okay, it normally costs $497, just under $170 a month. Okay. However, okay, for the next 20 people, we're going to give that 90-day membership for $247 for 90 days. How can I make this work for me if I live in Hawaii and by the time I get up for work at 6 a.m., the markets close 4 hours later? I really want to join. Terrence, honestly, we have a lot of members from Hawaii, and we have members in Australia. We have members in New Zealand. We have members in Singapore. We have members in Japan. We have members in South Korea. We have members in China. We have members in Hong Kong. We have members all over the world. Okay. So just because we have members that might be on this live stream right now that live in Hawaii, or somebody that's on this live stream right now that is in a completely different time zone. We have members all over the world, but True Trading Group has a mobile app. Okay. TTG AI. This is not about like set market times and you following me, right? It's not. Our platform is completely and fully integrated with our award-winning AI platform, which is Mari, which received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool last year. You do not need, there's actually my business partner and I up on stage at the Benzinga FinTech Awards actually receiving that award. Okay. So there's that. So that's an award-winning AI platform that you have access to, right? This is not something where it's like it's a set time. You know, we have members that are in all these different time zones and they're all able to make money from what it is that we do inside True Trading Group. And I just, one more time, how many members are making money with True Trading Group? Type the number 1. Just again, type the number 1 if you guys are making money with TTG. Just type the number 1. And these are not people that are all in the Eastern time zone, right? These are people that are all over the world. We have a handful of members that live in Hawaii. And like I said, we have members in Australia, which is like 14 hours ahead. New Zealand, I think 12 or 13 hours ahead. You know, with 90%, people say 90% or more of traders, you know, fail. How do you think this many people succeed at True Trading Group? How are this many people making money? It's not just because the alerts. It's not just because the strategies that I teach them. It's everything. It's all of it. It's our platform. We crack the code on making this work for you, regardless of where you are, what time zone you're in, what your strengths or weaknesses are, how much time you could dedicate to looking at a computer, if at all, how much money you have to start with, what experience level you have. We've cracked the code for that. Our AI will go through and incorporate every single tool and resource, indicator, chart pattern, news headline, and make them all communicate with another and analyze them all together while considering your strengths, your weaknesses, you, the individual, the amount of time you have, your job, your goals, your risk, your account, everything else, to give you the most actionable information and guidance as it possibly can. It's truly your trading co-pilot. This is not like a search engine where if you and I Google the exact same thing, we're going to get the exact same answer. You and I can ask our AI the exact same question, but me being, you know, a trader with 18 years of experience that focuses on equities, that, you know, has a larger risk tolerance and has different strengths and weaknesses than you versus someone that just opened up a Webull account a year and a half ago that has only $2,000 in their trading account, that's got little experience and has these strengths and these weaknesses. REI will consider those things and will give you and give me different responses and different actionable insight and guidance to help you make the best trading and investing decisions for you. REI is going to give you 24/7 access, 24/7 help, 24/7 mentorship, 24/7 support. You literally have no excuse. There is not a moment during any day that you cannot go on and get the guidance, the help, the mentorship, the access to the AI that you need. I signed up with TTG less than 2 months ago, and I'm already down $8,000. You want to maybe elaborate on that? Tell me how. See, we don't shy away from this stuff. Tell me how. How did that happen? Josh says, if you're down, you didn't watch a single training video. You know, I'm probably gonna have to agree with you. No stop, Musk. Our Musk says maybe you had no stop loss. See, like I'm bringing attention to you saying you're losing money, but you're not following up with any information or any insight. I'm waiting on your answer. I'm literally sitting here. Okay, how can I help you then? Because it doesn't make sense. If you joined 2 weeks ago and you're down, it doesn't even make any sense, right? If you were even just following the alerts, it doesn't make any sense because we've had a phenomenal last couple of weeks inside of chat. So clearly there is a disconnect. Clearly you are doing something wrong and you are making a mistake. What is it? Or 2 months, whatever you said that it was. What has happened? How are you losing money? Let's figure out what that mistake is so that I can help you. 1/3 of my best were the same best you made, Mike. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? 1/3 of your best is also my best. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Terrence, I appreciate that, brother. It says, I've made money from your live streams over the years. You're doing God's work. I appreciate that very much. I really do. Brother, if you're the member that lives in Hawaii, I'm telling you, do not let the time zone, don't let that hold you back. We have members in your trading group that are from Hawaii. Do not let that hold you back. Wow. Okay. So you know what? So the person that made that comment on the chat that said that you're losing money, we just had our team that's behind the scenes right now just looked up your name. We do not have a member by your name. So now you're going to get muted because now you're probably just you're a troll, someone that's just talking shit. So you see, I try to be nice. I try to help you, right? Like I try to help you, but I don't shy away from the hard questions, right? Like listen, the reality is not every member at your trading group is going to kill it. We have over 10,000 members. I can't sit here and say that we have a 100% success rate. What I could tell you is that we have about a 75% retention rate. Okay. We have about a 75% retention rate, which means 75% of our members stay with us. Right. So that's what I can tell you. But see, I try to help somebody and it turns out they're just a clown and they're a troll. So we actually just looked your name up. We don't have a member by your name. So anyway, moving on. So like I said earlier, to all the people that were typing TTG, those of you that said that you guys are not members of True Trading Group, like I said, yeah, and I think Greg said it before, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what I believe that you need to hear. And I'm not going to tell you that, I have some fail-proof system that works 99% of the time. What I'm going to teach you is exactly what I was taught when I was working at a fund in New York City. And we're going to simplify it and we're going to expand on it. And you're going to have access to our AI and the platform and all the tools and resources that come with the membership at your trading group. We have partnerships directly with the NASDAQ, Unusual Whales, TradingView, the CBOE, work very closely, obviously, with OpenAI for all of our AI. You guys are going to get access to that for 90 days for just $247. I'm going to allow the next 20 people to join for $247 for the 90 days. It's normally $497, but obviously there's some crazy stuff going on in the world. You guys, are probably wondering, what's going to happen and how we can benefit from this. So I want you guys to be able to take advantage of this. You can go to ttgoffer.com right now. Everything that you guys see on ttgoffer.com, you guys are going to get access to for $247 for the next 90 days. And transparency, guys, listen, transparency is huge for us at Your Trading Group. Okay. How many people in here were losing at some point? They were struggling at some point and they were able to get the help that they needed to then start succeeding at Your Trading Group. Type the number one. Type the number one. If you struggled at first and you got the help that you needed. Right? And there you go, Josh. Have not made a dime yet with TTG yet. I've just signed up for a lifetime membership because I learned how to now stop losing. I'm going through my courses and I believe this is my path to making money. Absolutely, Josh. See, that's the first thing you got to do, brother. First thing, when you join True Trading Group, we got to stop the losses. Okay. And then we get you to start profiting. We get you to start making money. But a lot of people, when they join True Trading Group, they've already developed a lot of bad habits from doing a lot of different things, from other experiences they've had in the past. And we got to stop the mistakes. We got to stop the losing first. Then we'll help get you guys on your way to becoming profitable and to have you guys having some success. Number one, I broke some rules after some good success shortly after joining 3 years ago. Nearly blew up my account by getting sloppy. I learned from it and I earned it all back and doing great. Do not get sloppy. Exactly. The mods are great. Those one-on-ones are game changers. Yes, they are. So guys, again, go to ttgoffer.com. That is ttgoffer.com. And the next 20 people, okay, the next 20 people, all right, will get access to the 90-day membership for $247. Now, the 90-day membership does not automatically renew, right? There is no reoccurring payment. There is no automatic upgrade to an annual membership, okay? After your 90 days are up, you're just not charged anything again. It just expires. You no longer have access to the platform, and you no longer get charged anything. If you want to stay with us and become an annual member, or, you have to manually process that transaction yourself. So you guys can try this out for 90 days, get access to everything. Okay, you can get access to Mari. That's the AI platform. Mari's not just a research tool. It's your personal AI co-pilot. Connects every part of your core membership into one intelligent, easy-to-use system. It brings together our 22-course curriculum, Benzinga Pro's newsfeed, real-time data for stocks, options, futures, crypto, trading views, charts, options flow, dark pool data. So everything works together in sync, tailored to you. You just talk to Mari in just plain English, and it delivers fast, clear, personalized insights, all built around your style, your questions, your next move. You get the 22-course curriculum, simplified version of what I learned working at the fund, all the daily watch lists, the trade room, all the trade alerts, Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, Trading Views premium charting software, our video library that's got over 1,000 hours of workshops and recordings, the red to greens. You guys get access to all of it. All of this is available on your schedule. $247 for 90 days for the next 20 people. Then the price goes to $497 for 90 days. You guys, the next 20 people that go to ttgoffer.com now, you'll get it for $247. You have any questions, you just text us. 1-888-621-2127. That's 1-888-621-2127. Phone number's down there at the bottom of your screen. This would be the best damn money you guys have ever spent. You get access to every single thing the annual membership has to offer, the core TTG membership, everything it has to offer for 90 days for just $247. $247 be the best damn $247 you have ever spent. That's why we're doing it. I'm so confident once you guys use the platform, you're going to wonder how you're never going to want to trade without it. Again, that is ttgoffer.com. The next 20 people, $247 for the 90 days. Then after the 20 people, it goes back up to $497. But the next 20 can get it for $247. That's ttgoffer.com. Text us with questions, 1-888-621-2127. All right. And here, this is why I'm so confident. All right, watch this. Members of True Trading Group, I want you to type the number of years you've been a member of TTG. Members of True Trading Group. Type the number of years that you have been a member of True Trading Group. We got to welcome Greg. Greg just joined. Greg, I appreciate you, brother. I look forward to trading with you, Greg. Look at some of these comments. 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, 5 years, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 5, 2 years, 3.5, 4 years. 4, 4, 3, 5, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4. Blessed Hot Mess, 4 years this month. Happy anniversary. 5 years. Erica, 4 years. Why do you think these people have been a member for that long? 5.5 years for J.E. Blanco. Life-changing for Blessed Hot Mess. We got to welcome George. So Greg and George just joined, guys. We're down to 18 spots now. Listen, the next 18 people that join, you can join us for 90 days. You get access to everything that the TTG Core membership comes with. Roland just joined. Everybody welcome Roland, which means we're down to now 17 spots. After 17 people join, it'll be $497 for the 90 days. The next 17 people get it for $247. That's ttgoffer.com. Roland, George, Greg, welcome to True Trading Group. Thomas, welcome. There's now 16 spots. Thomas just joined. Text us with any questions you have. 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is right down there if you guys have any questions. I'm not holding spots for anyone. There are 16 available at $247. Then this is it. It's done. Then it's $497 for 90 days. 16 spots for $247 for 90 days. Greg, George, Roland, Thomas, welcome to True Trading Group, newest members of the group. All right, folks. Let's take things on over to the charts. So let's talk about how we're going to make some damn money this week. Let's go with, you know what? You honestly got to think of it this way. $247 is your trial. That's how you got to think about it. $247 can help guarantee your success in what will be an insane market. That's how you got to approach it. That's how you got to think about it. $247. The best damn money you guys have ever spent, hands down. Not because I say so, but because 10,000 members from 115 different countries say so. So ttgoffer.com. Just go check that out. Everything that you see on that page listed, guys, that's all included in your membership. And we got to welcome Aaron. Aaron just joined, which means there's now only 15 spots left. So everybody welcome Aaron. Aaron just joined, 15 spots left. All right, let's go over to the charts. The quick check-in on futures. We are down 0.3%. Probably not as big of a gap down as many of you were probably anticipating. You saw the news headlines yesterday. You probably said, oh, crap, the market's going to tank. Then 6 o'clock came. Futures market opened. We were down about 1%. And within about 10 minutes, the market had taken back half of that. And here we sit now only down 0.3% on the S&P. We're down a little bit more than that, down 0.46 on the NASDAQ. And oil is only up about 2.5%. Oil was up 5%. So what has happened since the market's opened? Oil has given back half of its gain, and the market has taken back half of its loss. That's basically what's happened. Okay? And now the markets are going to be in a little bit of a wait and see. What's Iran's response to this action going to be? Does this escalate? If so, look for oil prices to continue higher. As I sit here and we take a look at the SPY, there's a very particular level that I want you all to focus on. I've been talking about this level inside True Trading Group for the last couple of days, and that level is right here in the low 590s. Now, as we stand right now, the equity equivalent in the futures market, we are still above, and well, not necessarily above, we are inside of this support level. I'm going to delete this line that you see on my screen because support levels are not finite prices. They are zones. And here you have a support zone on the SPY that stretches down to around 591.5 or so. And you guys can see in the futures market, if we opened up right now, you're still sitting, okay, you're still sitting right around here. It is entirely possible that come tomorrow morning, if we are still above inside this level, if the markets go green, you have to be looking long because that would be a confirmed test and hold of this support level. Regardless of what the news headlines are, okay, what I'm looking for right now is whether or not tomorrow morning we are inside this zone or we are beneath it. If we are inside the zone, I have one specific plan. If we are beneath it, we have another plan. I'm going to break that down for you as soon as I welcome Jamal. Jamal, welcome to the TTG family. 14 spots now remain. TTGoffer.com, 90 days of access to the TTG Core membership. You get access to everything that you guys see there for $247. After 14 more people join, the price will be $497. Okay? 90 days, $247, the best damn money you guys have ever spent. You get access to everything you guys see there. Any questions at all, a tough time signing up, whatever it is, do not hesitate to text us, 1-888-621-2127. The phone number is the bottom left of your screen. Text that number with any questions or concerns that you guys have. Okay? All right. Now, if tomorrow morning we wake up, and now we got to welcome Bobby. Guys, these spots are flying. We have to welcome Bobby now. There are now only 13 of these spots left. The 90-day membership for $247. 13 spots left, then the price goes to $497. Hurry up. They are first come, first serve. TTGoffer.com. Bobby, welcome to the TTG family. Okay. This level. If tomorrow we wake up and we are down here, okay? All right? If tomorrow we wake up and we are down here, then I will be looking to short. My whole watch list will be dominated with shorts. My watch list as it stands right now is not dominated with shorts because as it stands right now, we are still inside of the support level you see drawn on my screen. But if tomorrow, maybe something happens, maybe there's an escalation overnight. If tomorrow we wake up and we are beneath this level, then I'm going to look for a bounce attempt back into 593 or so to be resistance and look for us to then sell back down with a target throughout the week of the mid to low 580s and get down into these previous bottom lows from the end of May and then get into this yellow line, which is the 200-day moving average. That would be my target if this support level breaks. This support level has not yet broken. We have to welcome Nanditha or Nanditha. I want to say Nanditha. Nanditha, welcome to True Trading Group. You don't know it yet, but you just made a very smart decision. Everybody welcome Nanditha. 12 spots now remain. TTGoffer.com. Okay. So again, if the support level breaks, my target is going to be at least 584. Okay. At least 584, and my whole entire watch list will be dominated by shorts. We are not there yet, but I'm just giving you, we have to welcome Basim, 11 spots left. Okay. 11 spots left. Yes, blessed one. I'll give you the number. So if we open up beneath 591.50, okay, if we open beneath 591.50 on the SPY, then I'm going to look for a bounce into 592.5 to 593. I'm going to look for that to be resistance. I will then go short. Okay, but that is only if tomorrow morning we are opening beneath 591.50, which right now we are not. Right now we are still above that price. Okay, now, if we open up still within this level, I'm looking for a bounce. I'm looking for the markets actually to go red to green. I know that might sound crazy, but I'm looking for the markets to go red to green. Okay, if we open, let's say we wake up tomorrow and we are 593.5, I think you're going to very quickly shoot back up to 595. Okay, and then you probably run into resistance at 595, which is going to be Friday's close, 595.5. You probably run right to there, resistance, then pause. And then maybe we'll wait and see what happens with some news headlines. And we try to get a feel for whether or not there's going to be some escalation, if there's any type of insinuation of what Iran's response is going to be. And then the markets will gauge that response and gauge that reaction. Okay. So that's the SPY, that's the overall markets. Let's talk about the oil stocks, because right now oil still up around 2.5%, not as much as the 5% as we were earlier, but we are still up about 2.5%. Crude trading up in the high 70s. Okay. But let's take a look at Chevron. I've got very specific levels kind of geared up here that I'm looking at for Chevron. Chevron has this nice resistance over here at 150. 150 is going to be my mark. We should gap above 150 tomorrow on Chevron. 150 is going to be the high of the day from Friday, Wednesday, and Tuesday. Okay, so 3 days of a highs here at 150. You also have this yellow line. That's a 200-day moving average. My idea here on Chevron is going to be 2 different price targets. Okay, 2 different price targets. And this is going to be if there's an escalation. Okay, we should be able to get to 152.5 tomorrow without an escalation. But if there is an escalation, my target is 156. Chevron should get to 156 if, let's say, for example, Iran was to officially decide that they were going to close off transportation through the Strait of Hormuz. So that we should get to that level there. And that would be my target there for Chevron. So I'm going to keep my eyes on Chevron. And as I get news headlines about Iran's response and I track the price of oil, I'm looking for Chevron to get to 152.5. That's the first target. But then if things escalate, we're looking for 156 on Chevron with the support level at 149.50 to 150. That's Chevron. Then we're going to go on over to ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil, we've got a beautiful level here around 115 to 115.50. Okay, you have the high of the day from Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, sits at 115. And then 115.50 is the gap entry from the Liberation Day tariff announcement. That's a gap entry. A gap fill takes you all the way to 119. That is my target for Exxon. We're looking for a gap above 115. We're looking for 115, 115.50 support and looking for Exxon to push to 118, 119 target. We have to welcome Allison. Allison, welcome to the TG family. Folks, that means we are down to just 10 of these spots. $247 for the next 90 days. Okay? $247 for the next 90 days. Then the price jumps to $497. These spots are flying. And why wouldn't they fly? Why wouldn't they go? Guys, $247 for 90 days? Are you kidding? But the best damn money you ever spent. Why wouldn't they go? Because people are making money at your trading group, and that's just the reality of it. That's the truth. Not because I say it, but because members say it. One more time, guys, type the number 1 if you're making money. If you guys are a member of TTG and you're making money, type the number 1. If you're still not a member and you still haven't taken advantage of the $247 for 90 days, forget about what I'm saying right now. Pay attention to what members are saying and see how many people type the number 1. That's why you should join True Trading Group. For those that are on the fence, just pretend it's the ultimate stock pick, except the ticker is you. Right? You go on social media, you go on Discord, you go on Twitter or X, you go on TikTok, whatever it is, and someone gives you this stock pick and you put $247 behind it. Pretend this is a stock pick, but the ticker symbol, it's you. You are the stock pick. You're betting on yourself. This is the best damn $247 you've ever spent in your life. Not because I say, they say. TTGoffer.com. 10,000 members from 115 different countries. It's time for you guys to figure out what they figured out. Time for you to learn what they've learned. And that is that you literally are the best stock pick you'll ever make in your entire life. That's the truth. Okay? So ExxonMobil, again, we're looking for that break above 115, 115.50. Target is going to be the gap fill up to 118, 119. Okay? Those are the 2 large caps that we're looking at there with regards to the oil stocks. There are 2 small caps that I'm also looking at. One of them is HUSA. Okay? Now, what I will tell you is this with these small cap oil stocks. I think the small cap oil stocks are going to be short-term trades that eventually end up being amazing shorts. Okay? I am probably, if I get this correct, I'm probably going to be long these stocks first, and then later on, I'm going to be short them. Okay? HUSA, INDO, they're not good companies, but they're small cap oil stocks. Whenever there's a pop in oil, social media, retail traders, they flock to these names. They pop. They're heavily shorted. They get short squeezes, but they're not really great companies. The stocks eventually end up going back down. You guys can see just by looking at the chart of HUSA, every time the stock pops, the stock ends up going back down. This time will be no different, but if oil does spike up to $100 a barrel or something like that because of some type of an escalation, you could very easily see a short squeeze on HUSA that takes you back into the mid-20s, maybe even further. So my initial thoughts here with regards to HUSA are going to be probably support in the high teens, but looking for short squeeze action that takes us into the mid-20s. Eventually, I even think that HUSA could possibly get even into the high 20s, but it will require, and I will say this again, it will require an escalation in the Middle East in order for this to go up to the high 20s. You will need oil to probably push towards $100 a barrel. We have to welcome, I'm not going to say Frank, because I believe it's pronounced Frank, okay? Frank or Frank with a C. I don't know. It's Frank with a C. We're going to call it Frank. There's 9 spots left, okay? There are 9 spots left. Oh, they actually used to be a member. Welcome back home. Guys, Frank used to be a member. Welcome back home. Anybody else that used to be a member, if you guys want to come back home and you want this deal, just send a text message to the number you see on the bottom of your screen. We'll hook you guys up. Honestly, if you guys used to be a member and you want to come back, you want the 90-day deal for $247, text that phone number. We'll hook you guys up. All right, but there are only 9 of these spots left. Okay, so HUSA, I think you can maybe get a pop into the 20s, but to really squeeze, you're going to need some type of escalation. Okay, and if you don't get some type of escalation, or if you do, and this thing pops into the high 20s, I am going to short it in the high 20s. There is a massive resistance level up here around $30. There's no way I think that HUSA breaks this level short of complete and utter World War III. It is, and oil to $120 a barrel is the only way I think this level would break. So the closer the HUSA gets to $30, the more I'm going to like shorting it. You can see back here in 2022, all of this support at $30. You broke underneath it, resistance. You then popped into it in 2023, resistance, never stood a chance, resistance. Here's your recent top. Anywhere up in this zone of the mid to high 20s, I think is going to be resistance. I will short HUSA if we get anywhere near $30. And I will look for the stock to just completely crater back to like $13, $14 if that is the case. Okay. So again, I'm looking to be long early though. I wouldn't short them now. Okay. Because it's risky to short them now, because if things escalate and oil runs to 100, these things are going to squeeze. So be careful shorting them now. I would much rather say, okay, let's play the volatility. Let's play the uncertainty. Let's try to ride a short squeeze, but then let's pay attention to what happens. And if there is no escalation, I want to short these stocks. Okay. I will want to short HUSA and INDO eventually. I'm not going to do it right now, but eventually you will most likely see me short these stocks within the next couple of weeks. Okay. That's HUSA. Then you have INDO, same situation. INDO could give you a bit of a short squeeze, but there is a massive resistance level up here around $6 to $7. And I will draw the line out for you just so you guys can see it. Okay, you look back all the way to the left, 2023, there's your resistance. 2024, there's your resistance. 2024, there's your resistance. 2025, there's your resistance. Now, I do think that you could see INDO make a push back up towards this level with what's happening right now, but without a major escalation, I do not think that INDO can break this level. But if there is an escalation, I'm not going to short them. You probably squeeze through them, okay? But without it, I think the stock drops back down towards $4. So again, right now, I'm thinking about possibly long into these resistance levels, but once we get into these resistance levels, I'm not going to hold those stocks long. I will take profit in those zones on the long, and then I will wait and wait and wait and see what happens in the Middle East. If there is not an escalation, if the Strait of Hormuz does not get closed, then I will short these stocks. If the Strait of Hormuz does get closed and oil goes to $115 a barrel, I will not short these stocks. Everybody understand what I'm telling you. Whether or not I short these stocks depends solely on what happens in the Middle East and whether or not there is an escalation of events from this weekend. Okay? Done. Clear. 9 spots left. There are actually 21 people on that page. We will not be holding these spots for anyone. There are 21 people on the TTG offer page right now, but there are only 9 spots left. Guys, This is first come, first serve. 9 spots left for 247. Okay? 9 spots left, 247. After 9 people join, the price goes back to 497 for the 90 days. Right? Those are my thoughts there with oil stocks. Now let's talk about 2 other stocks that are on my watch list for this week. One of them is going to be Snowflake, which is a software name that really does not have much impact on whether or not oil goes to $100 a barrel. Now, there's a very specific price action that I'm looking for on Snowflake, and only if I get the price action I'm about to explain will I go long Snowflake. On Friday, Snowflake tried to break out of a resistance level that we had here in the mid 2 teens, like 214 or so. Okay. 214, we tried to break through it, and you see we put in a tail. We got to 216 and then dropped all the way back down underneath this resistance level. Okay. So this resistance level, you can see back here, this little pivot bottom from February of 24. And here's a pivot top from January of 24. So a little price structure there. And then as I zoom in over the last 3 weeks, you can see this nice resistance level. We tried to break that level on Friday. Snowflake was relatively strong versus the overall market. If Snowflake were to gap up tomorrow, I'm going to go to a 3-minute chart to get super defined here. If Snowflake was to gap up to 214, then I will be long Snowflake. If Snowflake gaps up, I don't know where it's going to open tomorrow, but I'm giving you the plan. Okay, if it opens up here and does this off the open, I'm going to go long. My stop loss will be probably right down here around 211.5, and I will look for Snowflake to push. And then I will look for us to actually break above Friday's high and make a push up into the 2 teens. Okay. But I'm only doing this if we gap up to around 214 tomorrow. If you wake up tomorrow and Snowflake is 211.80, I'm not going long. Okay. Very specific price action that I'm watching for. If I see it, I'm going after it tomorrow. Lisa, welcome. Now there's only 8 spots left. Everybody welcome Lisa. And last but certainly not least, with the robo-taxi launch, we're looking at Tesla. Okay. Tesla, I believe, is a coiled spring. Tesla has consolidated for the last 2 weeks in what looks like a little bit of a wedge or a flag type of pattern here on the daily chart. And you have all of your major moving averages curling up underneath it. What I'm looking for here on Tesla is one of 2 things. Both of them would be for long setups. I'm looking for Tesla to either, if Tesla was to gap up to around 330, we will just look for that long aggressively and then just try to go for the break. Okay. Only if the stock gaps up to around 330. If it gaps up to around 330, I will be aggressive and go long looking for the break and push into the 340s. If it does not gap up to 330, in that case, what I'm going to look for then is going to be price action that would be indicative of a failed breakdown, meaning the stock probably breaks the bottom end of this flag, okay, drops down into these major moving averages, okay, drops into these major moving averages, and then bounces off of those major moving averages and puts in a candle that looks something like this. If you get a candle that looks something like this, where Tesla breaks down, drops to 310, 309, and then recovers back all the way up to, let's say, 316, 317, and you get a candle formation that looks like this, let's say that candle is what you get tomorrow, then on Tuesday, this will be my number 1 trade idea long for a break up and out of that flag. Okay, so there's 2 different ways that you can potentially play this. One would be if you gapped up to 330, I am aggressive on the long. If you do not, if you sit at like 320, I'll be very conservative. I'll be very patient. I'll wait for a break down into 310. And then if it recovers back to 316, 317, then I will go long. Okay. I'm literally driving home and listening on the car play. I can't pull over. How do I know I'm one of the 9? Vince, if you go to ttgoffer.com and when you get home and the price says 247, then that means you're one of the 8. Okay. You just check the price when you go to the page. If you go to the page and it says 497, then that means the 8 spots have already been filled. So Vince, one of 2 things you can do, depending on, I don't want you to text and drive, but if you have a moment to text, if you maybe hit some traffic or you hit a red light, or if you can pull over, you can send a text message to us and we can get you situated over the phone with 1-888-621-2127. Again, Vince, the phone number is at the bottom of the screen. Again, I'll give it to you one more time, Vince. 1-888-621-2127. 1-888-621-2127. Vince, you can text that number, but again, brother, be safe if you're driving. I don't want you to text and drive. So if you can be safe, you have a minute, text that number. We can get you hooked up over the phone to secure your spot while we still have 8 spots left. Otherwise, if you get home, just go to ttgoffer.com. If the price says 247, that means you're good. That means you're still one of the 8. Okay? All right, folks. So again, that's what I'm looking for with regards to Tesla. 2 different ways to play this on the back of the Robotaxi launch in Austin. And we will see how this all plays out. So aside from the oil stocks, Chevron, Exxon, Husa, Indo, we're also looking at Snowflake and Tesla to start the week off tomorrow. I will be keeping my head on a swivel. My ears will be open. My eyes will be open. And we're going to be relying very heavily on the AI platform, breaking news, so that we can be up to date and follow along with everything that is transpiring in the Middle East. What is Iran's reaction to the U.S. strikes over the weekend going to be? I don't know. But their reaction will dictate what happens next. Their reaction will dictate whether or not this escalates or fizzles out. Their reaction will dictate whether or not oil goes to $100 a barrel or drops back to 70. Their reaction will dictate whether or not my watch list is dominated with longs this week or if it's dominated with shorts this week. You guys now know the game plan. I'm not a psychic. I'm not here to predict what Iran's going to do. What I'm here to do is develop actionable trading plans based on the results and the catalyst that we get so that we can position ourselves to make money. We adapt to the news headlines. We pivot when we need to. We keep our opinions to ourselves. We keep a level head. We keep focused. We push forward. We find high probability trade opportunities so that we can make some damn money together this week. That is what we are here for. That is exactly what we are going to do. There are 8 spots left, 90-day membership. You get access to all of the features of the TTG Core membership for 90 days for just $247. It'll be the best damn $247 you guys have ever spent. Okay, you go to ttgoffer.com. There's 8 spots left. You'll know you're one of the 8 if you go to the page and it says $247. Otherwise, the price is going to move to $497 for the 90 days. 8 people get it for $247. Text us with any questions. 1-888-621-2127. If you guys are having a hard time signing up, if you're having a tough time at the checkout, or if you guys just simply have questions, you want some help, text that number. We are fully transparent. We are an open book. Anything that you guys want to know, text that number. All right. So there we have it, folks. There it is. That is it. This is not a drill. This is real. This is not a drill. This is not a test. The risk is real. The threat is real. I signed up. Where's the best place to start? The best place to start, go right to the AI. Go right to the AI, RL. Talk to the AI. Tell the AI who you are. It's on the left-hand side. Teach the AI. It's on the left-hand side of your dashboard. Go right to RAI. Hey, I just joined True Trading Group. This is my experience. This is, my risk tolerance. I just joined. what should I do? How should I get started? Okay, so go right to our dashboard on the left-hand side, teach the AI, click it, and then click Mari. Mari is the name of our AI. And so you go to teach the AI, click that, then click Mari and say, hey, Mari, I just joined TTG. I'm a brand new member. This is my experience. This is my risk tolerance. This is, what I'm interested in. Where should I start? What should I do? Our AI will guide you through the entire process. Okay? And that goes the same for anybody else. Anybody else that joins your trading group, you go right to the AI, just no complex prompts. Just talk to it. Talk to it like you would a normal person. We developed our AI for normal, just regular language and regular conversation. You do not need to know all these complex prompts. It is a natural language system. Okay? You do not need to know all these complex prompts. Just talk to it. Don't be shy. Our AI will give you the best action and advice and guidance based on you as an individual. So the more information that you want to share with it about your experience and what your strengths and weaknesses are, what has worked for you, what has not worked for you, what you've tried, what you're looking for now, right? Like what your risk tolerance is, how much time do you have to focus on a computer screen or your trades, what you do for a living, what your goals are. The more information you share with it, it will remember you and it will give you results based on that. Go to town. Mari will become your best friend. Mari is your trading co-pilot. Lean on it, use it. Thousands of our members lean on Mari every single day to guide them through their trading decisions. Use it. You guys get that for 90 days for the $247. It's the best damn money you have ever spent. But it's only for the next 8 people. Then it's $497, goes back to the normal price. So again, that's ttgoffer.com. Text us with any questions, 1-888-621-2127. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed the live. No nonsense, no BS, just real talk. You're always going to get that from me and the group at True Trading Group. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you're ready to get down to business. It's going to be a busy and crazy week, so get ready for it. Smash that like button, show some love, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss out on what it is that we do here, because we're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis and providing key market insights and trade ideas that can help you guys make some money. All right. So thanks for tuning in again. That's ttgoffer.com. They are first come, first serve. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great night, folks. Take care, everybody.